Welcome back to our 2010 FIFA World Cup South Africa run with Ivory Coast. We are in part 3, and if you didn't know about this series, then part 3 means that we've qualified for the World Cup. We are in Group B with Spain, Greece and Canada. Shouldn't be too difficult for Ivory Coast because Ivory Coast are a 4.5-star team. And yeah, I think we can easily get out this group with, the team that we have. A lot of people will probably be expecting me to win the whole tournament with Ivory Coast, but it's not a given. Even though they're very good on this game, it's not a given. So we'll see how we can get on against Spain. And I'd like to remind you, it's still on Legendary. It always has been on this game because it is the best and most fun way to play the game. So here we go then, a big test coming up. It's against Spain in our first match, and of course we all know that Spain won this tournament in real life, so of course we're against the winners. So yeah, Ivory Coast in real life did not get out the group in 2010. Of course the group was a lot harder. It was Brazil, Portugal and North Korea. This is a different situation and I'm really hoping we can actually win the World Cup with Ivory Coast here. That is my goal. I think semi-final is probably like the benchmark, I'd say. It depends who we run into, but I'm really having high hopes for this run. Gervinho to Didier Drogba, who was fantastic in qualifying for us. I mean, we were basically the best team in Africa, so I expected nothing less from Ivory Coast. I mean, we did have one slip up and that was against Mauritius, but yeah, you know, it happens. Didier Drogba looking for time and space into the box. Kalou, and again Gervinho couldn't hold on to it. Just an issue of control at the moment. I can't seem to control the ball when we're pushing near Spain. Here comes Spain into the box. Nobody's defending, and that's a goal for Spain. And that's 1-0 thanks to David Villa. That defending wasn't very good, but it is Spain, I guess. And that is 1-0 to Spain. Look at this massive gap in the middle, and nobody picked them up. You know, it wasn't Colo Torre, it was another one. Should have done better there, really. But okay, we'll allow it. It is Spain, and that is 1-0. We can't seem to move the ball around at all well at the moment. Seems like we've come here after a fantastic qualifying campaign and forgotten how to pass the ball. Comes Spain and it's cut out. Ivory Coast just don't seem like they're in this game at the moment. Spain look like they are much the better team, and it is 1-0 at half time. We just can't seem to push forward. There's nothing going on for Ivory Coast up top, which is a bit of a shame because I was expecting more. Literally, I cannot get out of my own half at the moment. We are just passengers in this game. They're just not doing anything. It's a through ball. And, well, where's my defence? Bamba. No, he couldn't get across. And that was a hell of a goal. And that's David Villa again. It's 2-0. Well, wakey, wakey, Ivory Coast. You need to wake up. We're not going to do anything if we're going to let Spain go through like this. It's a bit disappointing, man. I really expected better than this in the first match. Like, no real attempts on goal. Come on. Crossed in. No, headed away there. Sakura heads it back. It's Torre to Drogba. Okay, there we go. We got one back. Colo Torre assisted Drogba, and that is 2-1 now. So we got a goal, and Drogba is on the goal sheet for Ivory Coast. Good, I guess, good, but can we find another goal to rescue this result? If we can draw against Spain in the first match, it wouldn't be too bad. It's just a bit of a shame that Ivory Coast didn't wake up until that moment. Okay, well, we're going to have to accept the loss. I've accepted it. But unfortunately, Ivory Coast did not wake up when it mattered. They were passengers in that match for about 75 minutes. We scored the goal and then we started pressing. It was too little too late. Against a side like Spain, you need to constantly be on them all the time. And I know Ivory Coast have what it takes to be that kind of side. I just don't think they're ready just yet. But hopefully the next two games against Greece and Canada will let us do that. So our second match of the World Cup is against Canada. Should be an easier time than Spain. Should be. I'm not disrespecting Canada. They are quite a tough team, but I mean Ivory Coast are rated higher, so they should be winning this game. But like I said, Canada could give us a tough time. They drew against Greece, so yeah, they might be the sort of plucky little side to try and stop us from going through. Kalu, that's gone all the way through, but it goes to no one. What's going on with the passing, man? Like, I don't understand where some of these passes are going. Almost 30 minutes played, and I'm really not happy with Ivory Coast at the moment. They've just not... Look at this passing. It's just horrible. Like, where are these balls going? And Canada almost score from that error. Like, why are Ivory Coast in autopilot mode? I don't understand it. We're against a weaker team. No disrespect, but we are against a weaker team. We should be winning this game. Jesus, I've never seen a team play this bad after qualification, man. Like, where have we gone? Honestly, where have we gone? Look, Drogba can do this, but then he'll get to the final third and he'll fluff it up, I swear. Alright, well, that was a decent attempt, but... like, I don't know what's going on with this side. There's going to be a free kick to Ivory Coast on the edge of the box. Can we do anything to take the lead? Oh, that was so lucky! That was so lucky, and Kolo Touré has scored from the free kick to make it 1-0 at half-time. Unbelievable luck from Ivory Coast. We were so bad in that half, and then that happened. Canada gifted the goal thanks to the deflection. The goalkeeper dived the wrong way. It was so unfortunate. And finally we scored. It was Kolo Touré of all players. I honestly expected Yaya Touré to hit that one, but okay, fair enough. So it's half time and we're finally 1-0 up against Canada. Again, I'm just seeing a bit of laziness from Ivory Coast here. I really am. And they're usually such a dominant team, maybe because I need to get them going again, but this is the opportunity. We need to really hammer home the fact that we are the better team, but we're not doing that. Yaya Touré, no, gets tackled. Canada have been very resistant to our open play attacks. It's just, yeah, it's kind of annoying really, but I get it. I get why they're doing it. I mean, they qualify for a reason. The passing is still awful from Ivory Coast. I cannot chain anything together. It's so deceptive. I've never had it where I've had a qualifying run where I've done so well in qualifying with a big team and then just failed to do anything noteworthy in the actual World Cup. We are getting bodied off the ball. It's lazy football, man. It's lazy. I can only apologise for this play because, you know, a lot of you are probably expecting a dream run with Ivory Coast or whatever. But at the moment, it's going to be a no. And here comes Javinho. And Doumbia slots it in for 2-0. There we go. Seydou Doumbia comes on and scores for his first goal of this tournament. And that is 2-0 to Ivory Coast. Through ball, Didier Drogba. Drogba. And, oh, it's given away by Canada. And that is a tap-in for Drogba. That's 3-0. And finally, Ivory Coast are here. Thanks to some errors by the Canadian defence. But, yeah, okay. I mean, that was unfortunate for Canada. And that's 3-0. Okay, well, we're here. We're finally here after a rough first half. Through ball. Here comes Didier Drogba. He can get another one. No, he can't. But hold on. Oh, that shot was poor, man. What was that? But it's okay. It's 3-0 in the end. Not bad. First half was terrible. The passing play wasn't good until the end. But Ivory Coast still won by 3-0, which is great. But we have to beat Greece in order to go through. So our last match of the group stage is against Greece. So basically, we either need to draw or win to advance to the next round. We've got 3 points, Greece have got 1 point, Canada have 1 point, and Spain have 6. So obviously we are second. So yeah, we just need to stop Greece from winning. So through ball, and here comes Romeric. Going on through, can he tap it in? He has, it's 1-0, and already we've made the breakthrough. Romeric with the goal, and that is 1-0 to Ivory Coast. Have we finally woken up in this tournament and started scoring tons of goals? I mean, we did at the end of the Canada game, and we're rolling on here early with an early goal against Greece. Into the middle, Sakura, Kalu. He's got a chance and it's saved, unfortunately. But at least we're putting on a lot of pressure and, you know, stopping Greece from getting out their own half at the moment. So through ball to Kalu, who's going on through. And that is 2-0. Ivory Coast have got another goal, and that is probably going to be it for Greece. I mean, they'll have to overturn it by, well, they have to get 3-2 out of us now. So I can't really see that happening unless they have a miracle happen. Greece pushing, and that goes wide of the mark there from Greece. As we go into half-time, it is 2-0 to Ivory Coast, and we look good for the knockouts right now. So through ball, Didier Drogba, can he score? He can, it's 3-0. And that was just too easy for Ivory Coast, 3-0. It's 100% game over now for Greece. They'll be going home. Satoridis has got it for Greece. Is there a chance? Poked away, and we've been so decent defensively in this match. Way better than the Spain and the other one. I say that as Samaras scored a back header against us to make it... Oh, it wasn't Samaras, sorry, it's Gekas. Yeah, back header to make it 3-1. Okay, well, instant commentator's curse. So another through ball, and Greece are going through. Amanatidis, he's put it in for 3-2. Ivory Coast, don't you dare bottle this. Don't you dare bottle this. Alright, okay, 3-2. Doumbia. Seydou Doumbia, he's saved, but it's gone in from the rebound. That would be game over. Seydou Doumbia has sealed the game for Ivory Coast, and that is 4-2. Well, we had a bit of a scare towards the end, but we've done it. We've done the job. Greece did fight hard, but it wasn't enough to beat Ivory Coast here today, and they'll be going home, unfortunately for them. But Ivory Coast will go through to the next round, and, well, that's, like I said, basically what I expected. The group was the slight problem, and there were weaknesses in Ivory Coast's team. You know, I'm not saying they're like invincible or whatever, but you know, for the star rating they are and the talent they have, they just feel a little bit off at the moment. Alright then, so let's go through the groups and see who went through and who didn't. So in Group A we have the United States and, slightly surprising, Georgia going through in Group A. So that's pretty cool that Georgia went through in a group like that containing United States, Algeria and the host South Africa. In Group B, that was our group, so Spain will be playing Georgia and we'll be playing the United States. Of course, yeah, I'm quite happy with that. We scored 8 goals, but we conceded 4. Yeah, it wasn't really stable performance, but we'll see how we get on against the United States in the next round. In Group C, it was Italy and Benin going through. Again, very random, but Benin squeezed into the round of 16, so congratulations to Benin. In Group D, we have Brazil and France going through. I mean, not really surprising there. In Group E, we have England and Portugal. Again, not really too much of a surprise. In Group F, it's Germany and North Korea teaming up to go through to the round of 16. Fair enough, North Korea. I mean, they are fairly decent on this game. And Group G, we have Mexico and the Netherlands going through in that one. Kuwait almost made it, missed out by 2 points there. And Romania not having a great campaign. And in Group H, we have Argentina and South Korea going through. Ghana and Slovenia going home. So your round of 16 then looks like this. So obviously we've got the United States, Italy versus France, England versus North Korea, Mexico versus South Korea, Spain versus Georgia, Brazil versus Benin, Germany versus Portugal, and Argentina versus Holland. So there are a lot of chances for upsets in this one. I'm kind of hoping that North Korea beat England and South Korea beat Mexico, so we can have like a quarterfinal matchup for the ages. Round of 16 time, USA versus Ivory Coast. Like I said, very tough matchup. Can we be just better defensively, stop conceding silly goals, and just be as lethal as we were against Greece and Canada in this match? Trevino crosses it in, and it's headed in by Drogba. What a cross and what a header, and Didier Drogba at the far post scores for 1-0 to Ivory Coast. Beautiful cross by Trevino, and finally we actually link up very well on like the wing area. Trevino, what a ball, and what a header by Drogba. Romeric is just taking it away from everyone, and he's blasting his way through. Can he score? No, I should have laid it off, man, but okay. Tackled by Sakura. There's Didier Drogba. Great dribbling there. Can he score? Yes, he can. Tim Howard could not keep that one out. And that's Didier Drogba again. Here we go. He's getting into his rhythm, getting into his stride. And it was unfortunate for Howard because he couldn't keep that one out. I don't know why, but look at his dribbling here. It was totally accidental, by the way. But yeah, I don't know what kind of animation that was, but that helps us out massively. 2-0 up against the United States. Gervinho. Kalou. Didier Drogba. Oh, go on. Oh my goodness, Howard saved it. He almost dropped a howler again. As we go into half time, it's 2-0 to Ivory Coast. Very good start for Ivory Coast. Like I said, I don't like getting bossed around in the midfield area when I know we have stronger players. I think, I don't know, maybe the United States are just being irritating. But, I mean, 2-0 is very good. Didier Drogba going on through here. And Tim Howard saves. I think Drogba's getting in that mood where he's going to become unstoppable. Maybe by the next match he will be, but unfortunately, if we go through, and it's looking very likely we go through, we are either against France or Italy, I think. Well, it looks like it's going to have to be a 2-0 here, and that's good, but Ivory Coast have missed tons and tons of chances to extend their lead even further. And we still feel a little bit off. Like I said earlier, we don't feel like a beast team at the moment. You know, like, I don't know how to describe it really, but we just don't feel like on top form. But I'm still happy we beat the United States here. And we go on through to the quarterfinal of this World Cup with Ivory Coast. Alright then, so your round of 16. Other results. Italy and France played out a 3-3 draw, and then France beat them on penalties, so France advanced to the quarter-final. England beat North Korea by 3-1. Mexico beat South Korea by 3-1. So that's England versus Mexico in the quarter-final. We have Spain beating Georgia 3-0. Brazil versus Benin ended in a 2-1 to Brazil, so unlucky Benin, they did put up a good fight. Germany beat Portugal 2-0 and Argentina beat the Netherlands by 1-0. The last time we played a big team, obviously in Spain, we lost 2-1 and we failed to wake up in time to rescue that game. We cannot have that situation here against France. You know, France in the last game scored 3 goals against Italy. They could easily do that against us here. But Ivory Coast have turned a little bit of a leaf. Maybe they can actually score lots of goals, providing that Drogba gets into those positions. I'm hoping that we can provide a little bit of an upset here today. Drogba on the ball for Ivory Coast to Gervinho. Moving the ball very nicely here. Go on, go for the shot. Oh, what a goal by Kalou! That is 1-0, and Kalou has scored from outside the box with the finesse shot. And what a way to start this game off. In the 10th minute, Kalou has made it 1-0. And France cannot believe it. They're 1-0 down against Ivory Coast. I mean, they do have the capability to get back in the game. But what a strike this was. And that is 1-0. What a start. This is the Ivory Coast that I wanted in this run. It's going to be a through ball. Gervinho. He's got the chance. And Drogba! Drogba's made it 2. And that was so easy. The back heel goal by Drogba. It was unintentional, but it's 2-0. And France are fuming, especially Lloris. Ivory Coast in dreamland. And we just took it away from the kickoff. We sprinted downfield, got it to Gervinho, put it into the middle. Nice sweat goal. And look at that by Drogba. It was so classy. What a finish. And that is 2-0 to Ivory Coast. Look at that. I mean, Lloris almost saved it. It was a bit risky, but yeah. Great ball. Here comes Kalou. And he doesn't quite get past. I think Kalou, out of the 3 players that we have up top, Kalou hasn't really got enough form. Drogba has, Gervinho does, but I don't think Kalou has that outrageous form. And that is 3-0. Gervinho has scored. And that is 3-0 in the 21st minute against France. Ivory Coast might have just woken up in this one. Unbelievable start. A lot of people are going to be like, well, this is obviously change difficulty to amateur. It's like, no, like Ivory Coast are just outrageous when they get into a groove. Oh, that wasn't a good header. And now they're pushing through France, and it's saved. Romeric on the ball to Drogba, gets tackled. We're starting to slow down a bit now, but maybe Ivory Coast think their hard work is done. And they're defending well enough to keep France away. It's just obviously I want it to be a brilliant statement result. So yeah, I don't really know what we're gonna do in the second half. Drogba, he's got past, and oh, if only we're able to keep our feet instead of going down there. Well, the game has slowed down massively now. After that 3-0, France have just gone, yep, defensive. I understand it, but I wanted Ivory Coast to get a statement win. But it's been a bit of a dead game now. But I guess it's better to be safe than just be overconfident. France pushing, it's crossed in, it's headed, and that's gone in. Okay, well, France have got one back, and that is Benzema with the goal in the 81st minute. I think that's too little too late, I think, unless France want a massive comeback. Back to Lloris, and that is game over. We have won the quarter-final against France. It was over in like 21 minutes. Unbelievable performance by Ivory Coast at the start. We fell off a little bit, conceded a goal, but can you blame us? It was France, so it's always going to be a little bit difficult. We're never going to smash them like 6-0 like I really wanted to, but hey, we're in the semi-final with Ivory Coast. So your semi-finals are looking like this. We have got Ivory Coast versus England after England beat Mexico by 1-0, and then we have the other side, Spain versus Germany, where Spain beat Brazil 1-0 and Germany beat Argentina by 2-1. So semi-final time is Ivory Coast versus England in another tough matchup. Playing any team in the semi-final is so tough on this game because for whatever reason, semi-finals just feel so much harder than the rest of the game. I don't know why. It's just like a conspiracy thing I have with this game. Every time I've gone into a semi-final, I just don't feel it. Do you know what I mean? And Ivory Coast has been like that for the whole run. Like, there have been times where we've been really, really good, and then sometimes we'll be a bit inconsistent. We could probably do it if we are patient, maybe just win like 1-0 or something like that. Didier Drogba. And he's taken out. That's going to be a penalty. I don't know why Ferdinand went for it, but that is going to be a penalty to Ivory Coast. And will that be a card? Please be a red, please. Oh, it's only a yellow. Come on, man. Maybe it wasn't last man. But this is a good chance for Ivory Coast to score. It's in the green. And it's in. 1-0 to Ivory Coast in the semi-final. Didier Drogba nets another one. We've got a fighting chance in this one. Now we need to build on this lead. Crossed in by England. Header, and it's bounced towards Barry in net. Can't let England have too many chances like that because they will punish me. Here comes Lennon for England. Crossed in. Header, and that's gone in. Rooney scores. Like, come on. Like, we can't. I just said, like, after we caught the header last time, that we can't let England do that again. And they did, and it's 1-1. Ivory Coast here from the kickoff, and that is a goal. Yes, come on, we got the goal back immediately, and that's Romeric. For some reason, Romeric loves making those really like good runs from the midfield area, and he has scored to make it 2-1. It was a bit of luck because it came off of the goalkeeper, and we were able just to tap it in afterwards. Very lucky here to get that kind of rebound. Drogba pushing his way past. Can you do it? What was Ferdinand doing on that play? That's 3-1. Unbelievable. Look at this by Ferdinand in the replay. I don't know what he was doing. I managed to shake him. I was like, yeah, I'm Drogba. I can do what I want. And that was the worst tackle I've ever seen by Ferdinand. And that is 3-1 to Ivory Coast. That was 100% Ferdinand's fault, that goal. He lost Drogba and then just did like the weakest slide tackle in the world. And that's 3-1. Ivory Coast have been really good possession-wise in this game. Really, really good. It's just we can't seem to get forward enough when we have possession of the ball. Feels like it's just by a rare moment or something. Gervinho. Oh my goodness, what a goal. And that is 4-1 before half time in a semi-final. Ivory Coast have become beast. This is the vision. This is what we wanted. Absolutely what we wanted. Straight to Gervinho here. Finesse shot outside the box. It just goes straight in. Half time. 4-1 up in a semi-final. Please don't blow it. Please. Drogba just muscling his way past Ashley Cole here. Look at this. Didier Drogba. Yes! That's 5-1. Unbelievable semi-final. We're just brushed England aside. Absolutely brushed them aside. Ivory Coast are just in their element. They are basically the team that they should have been at the start of this run. And that is 5-1 in the semi-final. Probably my biggest semi-final victory to date, I'd say. I always struggle in semi-finals, but this semi-final is, well, it has been a breeze so far. Drogba, oh, that's going to be a penalty. What are they doing, man? What are England doing? This could be 6-1 in the semi-final. Oh my goodness, John Terry made a really bad error there. Okay, well, that is going to be a penalty. Maybe we'll get someone else to take it. Kolo Touré to take the penalty for Ivory Coast in the green. And bang, that's 6-1. Kolo Touré has scored. And what a night it's been for Ivory Coast. And it's not even over yet. Still half an hour to play. Kalou to take the corner. Header. And that's an own goal. It's 7-1. John Terry with the own goal. He gave away a penalty and then John Terry scored an own goal. What a performance from Ivory Coast. 7-1 in a semi-final is outrageous. Ivory Coast have conceded. It's 7-2. What a final, well, semi-final, sorry, this has been. Jermaine Defoe has got one back. It was an error. But yeah, no, 7-2, man. Unbelievable. Pretty much akin to the Brazil-Germany game, but instead it's Ivory Coast and England. Did not expect this from Ivory Coast at all. I thought we'd struggle like crazy in this semi-final. It's going to be end of the game once this is booted away. And what an embarrassing night for England here against Ivory Coast. Don't take it away from Ivory Coast. They have been absolutely like incredible. Incredible enough that disconnected from Xbox Live. Like Xbox Live couldn't believe it. They just shut me off the server. Alright then, so our final is going to be Ivory Coast versus Germany after Germany have beaten Spain by 3-1. And Gervinho injured. No, man. That's one of the pieces of the puzzle that I need for the final. Who have we got in that position, playing in that position? Please tell me it's someone that's half decent. Oh, okay. Gervinho's still here. Okay, that's a bit weird. Why did it tell me that he was injured? Okay, look at Drogba, 90 rated player. I mean, the stats haven't gone up that much, to be fair. Bit strange, but I guess with 5-star teams and 4-star teams, it's all normal. Again, it's still on legendary. It always has been. You know, I'm just saying, just in case I beat Germany 7-0 or something. So your final of the 2010 World Cup in this run is Ivory Coast versus Germany. I always had a feeling I could get here with Ivory Coast. They're just such a beastly side, and I'm so glad I unlocked them, especially in that semi-final. So can we do it just one more time, even if it's just a 1-0, just to clinch that World Cup and, you know, have the perfect run with Ivory Coast here today? I'm really hoping so. Germany obviously are very tough, so they'll make it very hard for us. Ivory Coast don't really want to tackle here, and that nearly went in. Like, don't tempt fate, Ivory Coast, come on. They go for it, it's a save again. Man, we're not closing down fast enough. Germany have been so good in these last 26 minutes. They've just been all over us. And Ivory Coast have too casual. Far too casual for any of this stuff. And that was close. I almost put the ball on the ground for Germany to tap it in. No. I can't catch closer. Miroslav Closer just couldn't put it away for Germany. I was panicking then. I was like, who do I select? I was like, who is going to get back? Through ball, Gervinho. Not many options in the box, but we go for it anyway. Yes! Drogba! Just before half-time has scored the header, and that is 1-0 to Ivory Coast just before the half. I just thought I'll cross it in, but I didn't expect Drogba to get on the end of it, especially when the defender was in front of him. And it was Mertesacker as well. And Drogba just gets over it. And that is 1-0 to Ivory Coast in the final. So at the half, it's 1-0 to Ivory Coast. 1 foot in the door for that World Cup. I think that'll be the first time I've won it with an African nation. I mean, I know it's Ivory Coast and they're one of the best ones, but still, I think that might be the first time. So yeah, you're witnessing something special on the channel. Germany crossed that one in, and that's flicked wide by Germany there. Just letting them have too much. Can't let them do that. Remember with the England game? Through ball, Didier Drogba. And that is last man, 100%. That's got to be a red. Yes. Red card in the World Cup final. And there's a free kick to Ivory Coast on the edge of the box. Come on. I mean, they had to do something. There was an opportunity if I went past him to sway it into the back of the net. Well, 10 minutes to play and Ivory Coast have still got control of this game. There's been a red card. So, of course, you know, it's a bit easier to move around now. It's not been the most entertaining of finals, but at least we're getting the job done. We just need to hold on for a few more minutes. And here comes Gervinho. No stamina at all. Is there a chance to put it into the middle? And that will seal it. Ivory Coast have won the World Cup. We scored with Drogba in the last seconds of the game pretty much. And that will seal it. Unbelievable. We've done it all the way from qualification to here. Ivory Coast fully deserve it. Even though they have been inconsistent at times. At the end, they were just brilliant, especially in that England game. This final has been a bit tame compared to that game, and that is going to be it. Confirmed. Ivory Coast have won the World Cup in this run. All the way from qualification to here, we have done it. And did we expect anything less? I don't know, man. Like I said, it was a lot of inconsistencies, but we overcame those inconsistencies and we did it. We did it with Ivory Coast's supposed golden generation, a golden generation that didn't win anything, I believe. But yeah, just incredible. They're such a good side on this game. Everybody knows that. 4.5 stars, just sensational. So we have won it with Ivory Coast, and that is another victory on this game with a nation. And I believe, like I said earlier, that is our first African nation that we have won it with. I know it's only Ivory Coast and they are the best one, but still, it counts. And yeah, I really hope that you guys enjoyed this run today with Ivory Coast. If you did enjoy it, then please give it a like and subscribe. It all helps, you know, all helps at all. Thank you so much for watching these runs, even in 2025, 15 years after this game released. I'm still soldiering on, trying to represent this game. I know there's a couple of other YouTubers that do this as well, so that's really cool to see. Keep it going. Get EA to make, or get someone to make that World Cup game. Anyway, keep it local as always. Like and subscribe. Enjoy the celebrations, and I'll see you again for the next video.